Now, we exist in this temporal loop. Okay, it is in playing with the perception of time. So normally, all is and exists in a singular point. But what happened was, sort of a bubble was stretched out in the normal linear time scale. Now that bubble created a separation of cause and consequence. Right? Those consequences will run their course. However, for the time being, they were delayed, and it created the perception that law operated a bit differently. However, law always operates the way law is going to operate. It only created the perception that it was operating otherwise. It created the idea and concept of a victim and a perpetrator. How can there be a victim or a perpetrator if we're all one? The whole idea of a victim and perpetrator is premised on the assumption that you and I are two different beings. Quantum mechanics physicists right now are seeing certain interesting things occurring. One called entanglement, meaning that they've pretty much concluded that all things are connected in some way. And they've also started seeing some things where they're seeing that observers are actually having an effect on their surroundings. However, their conclusions are dubious. And it's because when they look in the mirror, they think that body is them. And so, therefore, because the observer is collapsing the waveform into a particle, that somehow that we have some sort of power over our reality, whereas we're just part of that reality. That the true thing that actually has that power, that is actually utilizing these quantum mechanic principles to create reality, is indeed the one that's actually doing it. However, the thing that's looking in the mirror does not. It's playing it. So that was a dubious conclusion. There's other conclusions too, and other observations whereby effects are actually preceding causes. They think, wow, that's a real strange anomaly. Now, why would that need to occur? Why would the book fall before you push it? Well, you have to look at the illusion of free will. Okay? Your flesh suit does what it should always do. The quote-unquote, the self actually creates an experience. The suit, or the player, goes through it. Now the left brain then retroactively makes you believe that it's your idea. This is, in essence, an effect occurring before the underlying cause. Your body does what your body is going to do. If you relax, you'll see this thing. You'll see this in play. And when I say relax, just stop, sit down. You'll find that without a thought, without a will, without any kind of motivation, that your flesh suit seems to do things automatically. For instance, when I'm speaking here, I don't have to think about what it is that I want to say. It happens on its own. If I simply just relax and let it flow out, it comes out naturally. Where I get into trouble is all of a sudden my ego then turns on and there's some thinking, oh, I said something wrong. But if I just relax, it becomes very smooth. You find out I make no mistakes when I'm speaking. When I do make mistakes, when there's pauses, where there's uhs, ahs, e's, is because all of a sudden my left brain clicks on and then it starts interfering with the normal flow of what I call intuitive knowledge that comes down. And you can get to this place too. However, most of you are almost exclusively in a left brain paradigm right now because you haven't fully actually activated the right brain. It's not a matter of you doing it. It's just a matter of you getting to a place where you make the decision, wow, I've had enough. And when you do that, then all of a sudden answers will start coming to you. It won't be a matter of you finding the answers. The answers are already there. You just simply have to allow them to be revealed. Technically, it's not even you allowing them. You only think that you allow them. However, we have to, allow ego to do what ego does. If you think you have control over this environment, then I would suggest that you find some friends, sit in a circle, and I want you to pray until there's no gravity. And when that happens, you come on over here and talk to me, and I'll be happy to join you. But until that happens, then you're going to have to conclude that you really don't have any real control over here, and you just need to relax and just go with the program. Now, the program is that the tool that you are, and specifically your DNA, is an amazing device. And it is an amazing construct that, when fully switched on, is going to transform everything. There are a lot of eyes in the universe looking at this experiment and looking at what's being done here, because it has implications for them. There's going to be something new. We're dramatically different from what exists. In fact, we're so different that actually imports had to be recruited to actually provide the kind of suffering that we needed to conduct this test. They are the ones that actually constructed and made the changes to the indigenous creature's DNA that provided the necessity. They're the ones that switched off aspects of our DNA such that we could experience suffering. And experience pain, death, all of the things that we don't want and are uncomfortable with. But this is what's going on. So they knew what it was that they were going to do, and it's not a matter of evil people or evil beings coming in here tampering with indigenous people. This is a matter of something that needed to be done. Ultimately, that which you truly are decided and wanted to do this, and you're doing it. Okay? You just need to get to a place where you're okay and you're comfortable with it. You need to overcome your fear, and I understand that that's not easy, and because I went through it, I empathize with you, but it's something that you're going to do, one way or the other. And the nice thing about fear is eventually it'll burn itself out. It's fear itself that causes fear to actually be removed, because it really has no choice. It's once ego gives up, then you can conquer your fear. Now, the game is at a point right now where it's coming to a close. Okay, the Mayans knew this. There's a lot of cultures that knew this. They attempted to document this. And we specifically concealed it from ourselves so that we could exist where we're at right now. However, this is now starting to come to light. Quantum mechanics, a lot of top scientists are now starting to review some of the things that these civilizations have categorized, have recorded, have documented, and they're seeing a lot of commonality.